Hey, welcome to Retro Rec Room. Today, I got in something kind of cool in the mail. I've been sort of ordering some various consoles and gaming systems that I have wanted to collect over the years, but then recently I had discovered that there's a company called Analogue who is making FPGA replicants of previous systems. The new one that they just came out with, called the Pocket. Unfortunately, I didn't get on the early list for that, so I have not received mine yet, but I will get mine in 2023, hopefully, maybe sooner, we'll see. But in the meantime, I was able to secure a Analogue Mega SG. Now, one of my favorite systems in the 90s was the Sega Genesis. That was, I think, the very first system that my parents really got me besides an Atari to play. A lot of my friends had NES and they had SNES, and actually SNES came out later, but anyways, they had NES, I had nothing. Sega came out and I thought I was the cool kid on the block because I had Sonic. And so when I heard that Analogue made a replicant of the original Sega Genesis that can also play Sega Master System, Game Gear, others with adapters, I had to get it. It came in today. It is one that was used, but very lightly. And this is the one that is Japan colored. So the Analog stuff has nothing to... So when it says like Japan or USA or whatever, those are literally just the colors. They are not meaning you can only play Japanese games or anything. They'll actually play any games apparently. So this is what it looks like. And the first thing you'll notice about this is packaged very well. It is like a iPhone, which it should be for the price, because obviously these, you can probably buy a Sega Genesis on eBay or Mercari or Craigslist for 40 or 50 bucks without any games, and it will work just fine. But if you want true FPGA replication with an HDMI out, this is really your only option. There's another one called Mister, which is a ROM box that also uses FPGA to simulate. And then the other big one that's a competitor to these guys, Polymega, they only do emulation. So they are not doing the FPGA technology, which means it's not a perfect one-to-one match. This puppy is. Another thing to note right out of the box, this thing feels hefty. It is heavy, feels nice, but, you know, I keep holding it kind of close to the camera here. When I saw this online, I thought it was the size of the original Sega Genesis, but as you can see, it is quite small, which surprised me quite a bit. And I'm actually kind of excited about that because I have a Super NT coming as well, and I want to put all of these on the same system, on the same TV. All right, let's pull more of this out here. I know you're not seeing much off camera because I'm trying to get it out, but this is a little pad that comes with it, so if you have a Sega CD, this is the separator to use. And then inside the base here, you're going to find that it comes with the power adapter, a HDMI cord, and a Sega Master System adapter, which this one's unopened, so you can tell that this person did not have Sega Master System games, or they just didn't play it long enough to use it. So I'm really excited to get this out. The other thing I was able to acquire is from someone in Indiana who bought a storage unit, which I find very random because that storage unit could not have been all that old. These didn't come out that long ago, but I was able to get the Sega adapter set, and all three are in here for the Game Gear. Actually, I can't even remember what's in here. Let me pull them out. Otherwise, I'll lie to you. The Game Gear adapter, which looks real nice. All these are really cool looking, by the way. The card adapter, which I don't know if you ever played Master System, but there were quite a few card games. It sounds weird the way I'm saying it, but the games were on a little card that would fit in there. And then this is for the SG1K MK3, which I believe was the first Sega system. So I don't have any of those games. I do have a couple card games, and I do have Game Gear games, and I do have Master System games. I even have a Master System 3D glasses, but I don't have the adapter to turn this from HDMI into traditional analog media, which they do make. I am going to try and acquire one, though, because I do want to test that on a CRT TV and see how that works and see if the 3D scope glasses still work. And then the last thing it came with was the 8-bit Duo M30 controller, which should work just fine with this. And on another note, for fun, this came in as well today. It is a modded Game Boy Advance SP that I bought from someone on eBay, and it came with Donkey Kong Country, and this is my first one. So I had bought actually screens to replace some of my old SPs. I do have multiple SPs, and I also have shells to replace. But when I saw how much work went into it, I was like, ugh, I don't know if I want to do all that work. And there was a guy selling this online who, secondhand, he had used it for a while and had some other games with it, including Pokemon Yellow and some other stuff. So I said, I'll just get that because I want to try it out. And I'm just going to show you this real quick. I know it's kind of hard to see from the camera there, but if you will notice, this is super bright and it is amazingly clear. And this is what I want to play when I'm laying in bed at night. I don't want to play the old... I mean, I get it. I know people are trying to go for the super original. Like, I liked it the way it was when I was a kid, but combining the old technology with some modern pieces really, really, really brings out the Game Boy. It's almost like a whole brand new system. And kids today would play this for sure if they got this in their hands. So, very excited to play this as well. But back to the Mega SG. We're going to go ahead and plug this in, and we're going to play some games and see how it turns out. Now, when you first kind of boot up the system, you're going to get this menu, and you click Run Cartridge, because I already had a game in it, which was X-Men. And as you can see from looking at the screen, it just looks fantastic. I mean, I used a HD 60S Plus capture card for this, so it's coming in full HDMI, 1080p, but it doesn't look like the typical, emulation, or it doesn't look like a system where you're taking a Genesis and upgrading to 1080p through an HDMI cord. It just ran and played very smoothly. The other big thing to take notice of is definitely the sound. It is just unbelievably good through this. The sounds that I remembered playing this from when I was younger really rang true, hearing it through the television that it was plugged into, and you can hear it here. I'm going to turn up the volume for a second just so you can hear it yourself. And hopefully you could hear that okay, but basically it is a true representation of the sound as it would stand today. Now, the other thing I kind of wanted to show you here is that there is a vast settings menu where you can change the output type to different, 1080p, 720p. You can do different screen sizes depending on how you want it to look. I kind of show a few examples of how that changes on your screen here. So you can see that there's many different options as far as height and width. There is also an advanced menu, which I don't really go into on this one, that allows you to kind of really dial in exactly what you like within each game. I also decided to run some Master System cartridges, which here we've got Super Monaco. I don't know how many of you played that before. Actually, this was my first time playing this game. I had acquired it in a collection a while back and decided, hey, let's try it out and see how it goes. It worked out really well. I mean, what's really cool about the adapters with this is it was so easy to use. The Master System looked great. And it just was a new experience for me on Master System, because I've hooked up my Master System before to other TVs, whether it be a newer one or an older one, and the look of it obviously looked kind of like an old Nintendo or whatever, but on the Mega SG with the adapter, it looked incredible. And so I just kind of played around with this game a little bit, and I loved it. I just loved... Well, I'll be honest, I didn't love the game. I loved the way it looked on my screen. And this is kind of just a quick cut of it. Obviously, it looks very boring, which kind of was. But I will show you some of the settings and stuff that I kind of changed around within the Master System itself. But before I show you that, I wanted to kind of show you what the Ultra Core was, which there's an option, you can say play cartridge or go to Ultra Core. And Ultra Core is the game that's embedded within the Mega SG. And man, it was great! I love this game! Like, I am obviously going to take a lot more time to play this game. This was just a quick preview of it. I am obviously displaying a very poor ability to play this game. But, man, did they really use all of the abilities of what the 16-bit system was at the time. And I'm excited to kind of finish out this game. But we'll go back to the Master System now so I can show you the settings I did. So when you go to the menus that you have options for, I went to settings and I went to the video, and I just kind of want to show you the different scalars that are available within this. And for the Master System in particular, it was kind of interesting because I noticed that like text, so if you look in the upper left, and even at the car itself, I guess, you can kind of see it smooth things out when you turn on certain scalars. I don't know if I liked them or not. It was hard to tell. What I can say is, like, Sega Master System, I'm sure there's certain games that looked really good with the scalar. This one in particular, I couldn't really tell the difference. If I would have played with the scalar or without the scalar, the only thing I would have noticed is that the lap time had changed. Now, I kind of sorry I switched gears so fast here, but I was playing from the Game Gear, the old Mortal Kombat, and I did the scalar thing as well. And you can see the text looks very modern, like it kind of scales it out and makes it look good. But again, on Game Gear, the one thing that I did notice is that, especially with Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat has such real-looking characters in it, and real-looking sets, which if you've ever watched the videos on YouTube of them making the game, you'll see why. But you can see the scalar, it doesn't do a whole lot except for the text. Like, the text looks great. The actual, like, fighters and the characters didn't look a whole lot different to me. And again, if you look at, like, the start and Raiden and Sub-Zero and the points. Now, see, watch. I'll turn off the scale here, and you can see it goes back to, like, and if you look at the text, sure, it goes back to the digitized mode, but the actual people look better, I think, without the scalar. With the scalar on, they looked slightly fuzzed out, but because I think of the way they were recorded, it didn't help them much in this scenario. Now, what I will point out on Game Gear is Sonic was surprisingly interesting to me. I loved this game as a kid playing a Game Gear. I mean, obviously it's Sonic. You couldn't even see the dang thing when you were playing it on a Game Gear, but, you know, with the Mega SG you could see. Now, what I decided to do was try that scalar out again. And I said, well, maybe with Sonic it's different. And it really was. If you look currently at, like, the coin ring in the upper left corner, you could see it change there very quickly from the pixelated one to kind of the scaled one. And I'm going to go back here, pixelated, and then we'll go back again, and like we'll check out some of the other things. They have like an X-ray mode and some other scales. And the original obviously looks like it did on the Game Gear, but the scaled mode looked very modern to me within Sonic. Didn't look so much in Mortal Kombat, but if you look at this and you were to give this to a kid today and say, hey, they just made this brand new game, this new Sonic game, and you scaled it like this, I think they would believe it because it looks like a cartoonish kind of version of the game without all the old 16-bit, 8-bit pixel is, God, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Pixels that they used to have in the old games. This actually was very smooth, almost artistic-like, and I think I would play Sonic this way every time. The other thing I'll point out with the Mega SG in this game is, look how good this looks. No matter how fast you're going in this game, it looks amazing. I mean, you cannot play this on an original Game Gear this way. So what else can I say about this system? Just buy it. If you can get your hands on one still, then definitely take advantage. I bought mine off eBay. I got a pretty decent deal on it. I know at some point they're going to do a final run of it, but they haven't done it yet. So there might be another run that comes out, and you can wait for that, or you can try and get a good deal on eBay. But it's so much fun to play. So definitely get one if you can. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Also, we have a Discord channel for retro game nerds like me and you. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you are one. So I'm going to put the link in the description below. Please feel free to join us.